Hello, it's Jennifer with Underway Drifting and Dreaming. I am not on the motor vessel Cetus. I'm in Texas checking on my bee yard. So this is our 5th year of having bees on our property. And today I'm going to check 2 hives. I'm going to show you this smaller hive here. I have not opened this hive since November. We'll go ahead and give them a little bit of smoke through their front opening. It's about 55 degrees out, so the bees are not out flying yet. It is early in the morning. So we take off the top cover, and then there's an inner cover, and we're going to go ahead and crack that open with a hive tool. So the bees have that sealed with something called queenless. It is a glue-like substance made out of bark. And so they do that just to protect themselves. And I'm putting a little bit more smoke on them to keep myself safe. It stops that signaling. The bees will send out a pheromone to say that somebody's entering their hive, and you want to confuse them by go ahead and putting some smoke on them. And it's just a small cluster of bees in the hive. And so that smoke is just going to cover up any signals. So currently there is not a feeder in this box. We'll go ahead and do that tomorrow when we pick up the 4 packages of bees and install them. We're just going to go ahead and take a quick peek. I just need to make sure that there's evidence of a queen. The first frame, it has some, we go ahead and roll some beeswax on the plastic there so the bees can draw out comb easier. It lets them get to work faster. That way the comb is drawn out so the queen can start laying eggs and they can start collecting pollen, filling in nectar. The second frame, you can kind of see where the beeswax is on that comb. So I'll keep pulling frames until I see some type of evidence that there's a queen in the box. I'm going to use a frame holder. This is great for when the frames are heavy or there's a lot of bees on it. And that way I'm not holding it side to side. This one is full of honey. You can see all the honeycomb. It's very heavy, and so we'll go ahead and leave that honey in for the bees. Central Texas is just tough raising bees. They do really well in the spring, early summer, and then you get into something called the dearth where there is no nectar flow. We go through a drought of having very little water from basically mid-June all the way until September. Sometimes it's mid-September before we get rain. So we're going to pull out another frame, and it has drawn comb on it, but it just doesn't look right. There's nothing on the back. Not sure why the comb looks like that. Maybe they were trying to work last fall and just were not successful. We'll put this one back and pull out one more frame. And I'm doing a voiceover. There was so much pollen when we arrived in Texas that I was so snuffly and sinusy I could barely talk. There was just so much pollen. We have over 600 oak trees, and the oak pollen was in the middle of putting out its pollen strands. Alright, so here you see me pull out another frame. I'll come over, and this one looks like it's full of honey again. Oh, there's a little bit of honey on there, some bees, and just drawn comb. And I'm looking, and I do not see any eggs, larvae. And by looking in there in the comb, you'll see little dots, which will be the bee eggs. or you'll see little white larvae or brood. Later on I will show you the brood that actually I put in there from another hive, that you'll be able to see what it looks like. And I'm just putting them back in the way I take them out, kind of like a backbone, or you want to make sure the frames are in the same direction when you return them to the box. So I'm just using my hive tool to go ahead and separate the propolis off of the sides of the frame so I can easily lift it up. The bees work so hard to glue those into place, and when I put everything back into place, I will tighten those frames so they're very, very tight, and that way the bees will not find a way to make comb outside of the frames. The frames is just something that it's easier for a beekeeper to collect honey. So I'm looking at this frame. There's just no evidence of the queen at all, and I'm getting concerned that this hive lost its queen either just a few weeks ago, because there's still bees in there. Bees generally live about 40 days, and most times they'll go ahead and try to reproduce their own queen if they're queenless, but I am not seeing any evidence. I'm not seeing a queen cell, which is something very easy to spot. And I'm heading over to Navasota Bee Weaver Farms the next day, so I want to make sure that if I need to call in for a bee, I can make that call. So this is, we're going to get some more smoke on there just to move the bees out of the way so I don't squish anybody. This is another full frame of honey. You can kind of see how I'm lifting it up. It is heavy. So there's honey on one side, and I'm looking comb on the other, just looking for eggs, larvae, some sort of sign of that queen. So what I'm gonna do is just check this last frame or two, just put the inner cover on the box, and go over to the other hive, which I have. It's called 2 Deeps and a super on it, and it's a very productive hive, and take a frame, steal one from them, and put it in this box, and that way when I bring a queen back the next day, they can tend to the brood, the larva, and be successful. I'll be able. I think we're gonna see a lot of ants in here. Yep. So the ants do not bother the bees at all. But you can see there's a lot of ants. I don't know if you can see that. They're just acrobat ants. They like wood. And I'm gonna have to deal with ants climbing inside my feet. Got that side. Wow. I'm going to bring you over and look at all the bees here.
They're really busy. Now there's 2 boxes of bees here. So what I'll do is probably gonna grab, if I can find a brood. I have a little friend here on my arm. There's a brood. So we're gonna have some baby bees here soon. And I'm really hoping you can see the larvae in there. Little teeny bitty. They're growing. They're getting bigger. Oh, look, there's a baby bee hatching right there. So right at the bottom here, you see her little butt sticking out.
It is the next day, and we drove the 3 hours over to Navasota, Bee Weaver's farm, to pick up 1 Italian queen for our queenless hive and 4 packages. We're inside the gift shop and the store at Bee Weaver. Here's the meat over here. Right now they're having a little electrical outage, so it's dark. We're gonna go ahead and look in the supply. We'll walk out this way. So you can get all your bee supplies, from your bee suits to the whole setup. This is what I was telling you earlier, that was a nuke. I had to stop and come in and pick up a queen. So inside my bag here, pull her out. So I do have a queen in here with some attendants. This is the sugar, so when I go to install, I will take that little cork out here. But like I said, they have everything you need to set up your bee yard. So I'm gonna walk back out to the vehicle and get in line. Get ready to take my girls home.
What do you want to do?
Oh, yeah, good. Let's get them.
We just want to give you shit.
Yeah. Well, I know there's ones that were pretty light, they wouldn't touch.
Noon, Saturday, Sunday, this place is hopping. Here's the observation deck where people can go in and they can watch bee activities. Wildflyer. Get your mead. They have a little, kind of, they're not yurts, but places to stay. So if you want to come out here and stay, you can. Here's the flyby sipping snack. And here's the line for the bee pickup. This is the Wildflyer. You come over here and get your meat on the weekends and some snacks and goodies. They have great tapas, appetizers. Life is sure sweet. Check out all these wildflowers here along the way. Still waiting in line. Bees, meat, tours, and gifts. So we have a queen garden over here. Busy, busy bees. We are still waiting in line. So we made it off the road just a little bit further. You can see the bees in the air. You can smell the smoke. And a bee just landed on my forehead. So yesterday, gotten stung on my head. It got stuck in my hair and I flipped out. But this one flew away. I'm getting closer. Really been see some packages. They're smoking. The bees, that is. So just a few more cars and it'll be my turn. Some bees come in packages. Travel by semi-truck. Alright, now let me zoom in. them so they could put in the boxes, the packages with the bees. In my back seat I have covering over the seats in case that liquid spills. It's just 1-to-1 sugar. All right, I'm next.
No problem.
All right, it's our turn. We have 3 Bee Weaver packages coming home and 1 Italian.
Do you want them in the net?
The girls are all buckled in. And there is somebody here with beautiful pollen on her legs. I don't see her anymore. We say goodbye to Bee Weaver Farms. These are all the nukes, the packages, more nukes, more packages. So we are gonna exit this way and head home. Oh, there's a bee. Okay, time to get these bees out of the car. They were seat belted in. A few dead ones that were, oh, looks like they may be alive. But I had about 30 flying around with me. So let's go ahead and get these out in the shade. Bees out of the bag. The bag is just to keep me safe while traveling. You can see the bees down there. So we're gonna go ahead, and I have to get the sugar water, get my bee suit on. The neighbor's gonna come over and be brave, and she's gonna help me get these bees put away. Go it slowly, and then they, some are gonna get smushed.
What do they do with the dead ones? They take them out?
Yeah, they have undertakers to take care of that. And so they're already in that water.
Look at that. They must have been thirsty.
I'm just gonna bounce the rest of these. Shake, shake, shake. And then I'll leave this right here by their door, so they can fly up. They'll smell their group.
Not those either.
Yeah, well, I just want to show. So this one has a lot of dead bees on the bottom. It's like half of them.
Got the queen?
No, we have one there. Because I still have a bucket.
She smells the sugar water.
Okay, we don't want any moths or butterflies. That moths get in there and kill everybody. The wax moth does. Can in the back of the. So I have a drone. Let's see if he'll stay on my hand. Nope. So this one has a lid completely covering it.
Oh, look at that. That's
So
annoying.
those are different bees. Those are Italian bees. And we're going to go number 2.
Wow, this takes a lot. All right, say something for the next group.
Yeah, it will just be this one here. Okay, I got this up.
Okay.
All right. I sprayed them a little bit. All right. Look at that. It's like a Twinkie. All right, ladies. Get out there. All right. Give you that.
Okay.
I'll get the bees in here. Oh, that has attendance. So make sure you do the one with the sugar side, the white side. Okay. All right, we're shaking these in.
Different breeds get attendants.
Yeah, the bee weavers, they make their own bees. Not sure where these came from.
The Italian ones get attendants. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Smoke's making my nose run. All right, let me just push these down in here. Come on, girls. We'll get the brush.
Oh.
So I don't have scissors or anything to cut that off.
This is coming off. Look.
Oh, is it? Okay. I'm gonna go get the brush slide. She fell off. I didn't have her untied enough. Oh, I got somebody with the rubber band.
They're all excited that she showed up.
So this one doesn't have a lot of wax on it.
Look, this is so cute. You should video this.
Is he drinking water?
It's drinking. Look how cute that is.
Thirsty.
It's so cute. She's so thirsty. Come on, pretty girl.
Oh, most of these bees are dead in here. Look at all that.
So there you go. Here. Alright, you're queenless.
I hope not. I can't drive that bar back over there to get a queen.
Maybe she's covered.
Yeah. Don't get out of there. Oh, she did come out.
She did come out?
Yeah.
You get her?
There you go. You did.
I did, but there wasn't a whole lot of water left.
In that pan?
There was like about a third of a gallon, a third of that thing I
Okay.
put in there.
And that will be, yeah. There's a lot of dead ones in there.
They're all moving around. I can tell it's live and what's dead.
There's just a lot. If you look down in there, you can just see them like smushed. Look at all of them on my hand. Give me that one more frame. And see how they chain themselves together?
So they can reach down there?
Well, they'll chain. If I lift this up, you'll see them. See how they chain
Yeah,
themselves. All right. We have 4 packages in and 1 queen installed. So we had 3 bee weavers, which are the BW on the boxes. This box is almost emptied. In the box that we saw a lot of dead bees in, what they'll do is they have undertakers that they'll actually bring the dead ones out and drop it outside. So they will, the boxes that are in front of it, they will go into their hive. I'm out here without my bee suit, just I shouldn't get stung. This one still has a lot of bees in it. I'll probably shake that one more time. Today has been a week. I'm going to go ahead and open the hives up and just check to make sure that the queen is laying. Number one, the queen is out of her cage, which she should be. So I will check on these three first. This yellow one being the hive that I replaced the queen. So I'm going to do that one first. And then I am going to... So I have my smoker, an extra pair of gloves. This is what I use in the smoker. A torch, which is great. My brush, my hive tool, and I do wear dishwashing gloves. I'll put those the right way. They get all sweaty, so I have to do inside out. This is the frame holder. 1-to-1 syrup, which looks like it spilt when I drove over to the bees. It's 1-to-1 ratio. So I have 4 pounds of water and 4 pounds of sugar. It's done by mass. So again, we will go ahead and open the hive. We'll start with a little bit of smoke. So what we're going to do is take out the queen cage. The neighbor Christine came over and helped me so much when I came home with the bees. What she was doing, I would give her the queen cage and she would take out the cork and help me get that on the frame with the rubber band. So we're going to go in, and the queen should be out at this time. We'll go ahead and take out the rubber band. Usually the bees will eat through that and drag it out their entrance. And I only saw that happen on one of the hives. So we gave them a little smoke. We're going to grab the hive tool and crack open that top lid. They have propolised. There's a little bit of residual propolis on that top inner cover, which the bees can use, and they just get busy. They've only been in there a week. We're going to go ahead and see those bees. This is one of the hives that we had lost half of the bees. I will show you a video at the end of what it looks like on the ground. But let's go ahead and continue. So I'm using that hive tool to go ahead and break the propolis between the frames so I can lift that up, and trying to be careful not to squish anybody. So let's see what it looks like. I grab it with the hive tool and take off the queen is out, so I go ahead and take the rubber band and the queen cage out and just kind of take a quick peek at the comb. Grabbing that other frame, I lift it up, and you can see how much work the bees have done. They've drawn out all that comb that's there, and I see eggs. So inside of each of the little teeny honeycomb, there's a little white dot, and you can see it really well with the black background. But the queen is active. She's laying eggs. While I'm in here, I do not see the queen. These are bee weaver bees, and the queen is marked with a little blue dot on her back. But I just don't want to move the frames too much around in case that queen, something happens to her. So I know there's a viable queen and there's eggs being laid. I'll go ahead and top this off with a little bit of sugar water, that 1-to-1 solution, and get them closed back up. Thank you for watching my YouTube. This is generally a boating content. I needed to return to Texas and take care of my hives. We still have a home in Texas.
our kids are living there and taking care of the house and the land. I couldn't ask my daughter to drive 3 hours away and put 60 to 80,000 bees in her car. It takes working up to drive with that many bees in your car, and it's a very time-consuming activity in beekeeping. But my son and my daughter will continue to take care of them. They have given them some more syrup since I've been gone. They'll check on them a few more times and then just let them be. Each time you open the hive, you stress them out. So it's best that they just go ahead and they collect pollen, nectar, and they do best when they're left alone. The only thing that really bothers them are wasps. We do have wasp traps up around the yard to kill the wasp. And then the other thing is wax moths. Wax moths, when the hives get weak, they'll fly in, they'll lay their eggs, and the wax moth larva will destroy the hive. Well, again, thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe, and we'll check back in on these bees in November. Go ahead and get a little bit of syrup for them, and then I will post what it looks like outside of the hive when all the undertakers had to bring out the dead bees that were in that hive. It's not a very pretty sight. Here, we're taking out of the hive. Each honeybee has a roll, and these were all taken out by undertakers. But the smell is atrocious that's here. It smells like a dead animal.